So, how may we start seeing life and the world around us more clearly? Because I often say the price of ignorance is death. We like to think that death is because of this or because of that, because of a disease or because of an accident. But think about it this way. If you're driving and a car is coming and about to hit you, is it the car that hit you that is what killed you? Or is it the fact that you were unaware that the accident was about to happen? How many times in your life do you have close calls where if you hadn't responded or reacted exactly as you did, then something very bad might have happened? What about a disease? Is it the disease that kills you? Or is it your inability to cure that disease? Is it the ignorance of how to heal yourself? If you are walking down the street and you get murdered by somebody, well, was it the person that killed you? Or was it your lack of awareness that that person was there or that person was coming? Ignorance. Ignorance of how to overcome a problem. Ignorance of how to overcome an addiction. Ignorance of how to heal a disease. Ignorance of how to develop ourselves properly to take the right action. Unconsciousness is the root of all suffering. And suffering is the source of enlightenment. Because the more we suffer, the more pain we experience, the more aware we become. Because we no longer want to suffer or experience pain, so we are forced to find a solution. And so in suffering we can find clarity. But if we choose to ignore our suffering, to ignore the problems that arise that we know we should address, well, then we will continue to live in ignorance. But if you seek the truth, eventually you will find it. Because the universe, because life guides those who want the best for themselves and for others, who want to find the truth. We have to become more self-aware, more aware of others and our environment and of our life. Because the less aware we are, the more we are vulnerable to the unknown. If you think about it, from the very beginning of our human lineage, if you did not know that there was a saber-toothed tiger in that bush, well, then you would die. But if another human saw someone get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, they would become more aware, they would become more alert, and they would have a greater understanding of the nature of their reality. We have to begin paying attention to what is going on in our lives, because too often we live in this kind of daydream, this kind of haze where all the days just blend together. And we drift and we wander through life with no direction. And if you begin paying attention, if you find clarity, you will understand exactly why your life is the way it is. And so we find clarity by paying attention to the thoughts that we have, to the words that we speak, to our actions, to the consequences that our actions have. And most importantly, we must self-reflect so we may better understand ourselves, why we are the way we are, Why do we self-sabotage? It is because of the ignorance of ourselves that we can't move forward, we can't move past these addictions or these vices or these troubling circumstances. It is the ignorance that we are unaware that we are creating this life for ourselves. Life is not happening to us. We are in co-creation. So sometimes we need to take a step back and reflect on ourselves, on our life, to think about things, question the nature of your reality. Because without accurate information, how can you make the right actions? How do you know if you're going in the right direction or not? A big part of finding clarity is removing all that is false, removing all that is illusion. In fact, it is the true way to find clarity. Because we all live with this veil covered over our eyes in which we filter the world. And so we do not experience reality as it is, we experience reality as we are. We think we experience other people, experience life circumstances, but this is not really the case. What we experience is our projections of other people, our projections of our environment and our circumstances. We experience our beliefs about reality and the world around us. Life is just one big experience of ourselves. And so a great analogy I like to use is that imagine there was a great big brick wall, and over that brick wall there was a large screen. And in front of the screen was this great big divine light that illuminated what was on the screen. And what you see on the screen is the world, everything around us. But you see, because we were born into this human form, there is a human-shaped shadow standing in front of the screen. And so this shadow gets projected onto the world. And that is why we don't see reality as it is. We see reality as we are.
Rihanna is 35 years old.
Knock it off, sir.
But as we begin dissipating this shadow, uncovering ourselves, understanding our true nature, then we begin to see reality more clearly. And this is done through self-inquiry. And so the way this practice works is that whenever we have a thought, for instance, ask yourself, who is having this thought? Whenever we have an emotion, who is having this emotion? Who is perceiving these thoughts, these feelings? And what you will find is that all objects of experience, all objects of perceptions can never be the real you. Because who is there experiencing these objects? Who is there perceiving? And most often we identify with our thoughts. We identify with our bodies and our emotions. We identify with our religious beliefs, our political beliefs. That's why when somebody talks negatively about our religion, we get offended. But why would we get offended? It's because we have attached our identity to a religion, to politics, to anything. But is that the real you? Or is that just who you believe yourself to be? So begin questioning yourself, the nature of your reality. Who are you? Who am I? Close your eyes at this moment and try and find that person you believe yourself to be. Where are they? Where's your personality? Where's this person? Where are your religious beliefs? Where are any of your beliefs? Where is your mind? You see, the mind, you see, all of these things are projected in the mind. And because we have identified with our minds, we have become attached to these different things, to our beliefs, to our identity, to our personality. But are these things really you? Whatever you can experience cannot be the real you. Because in order to experience, you need two things. You need an object of experience, and you need a subject to experience that object. And so, can you experience this body? Can you experience your mind? Are you experiencing this person, your personality? We've been conditioned our whole lives to believe that we are this person, and we never question the validity because everybody else is in the same boat. And if everybody else is under the same illusion, then it must be true. But as we begin questioning ourselves, questioning our reality, we begin to find things that change the paradigm in which we are existing in, that change our perspective. And so the less we can identify with a person with such heavy attachments to our beliefs, to our relationships, to our roles in this world, then we begin removing the filters in which we experience reality. And as these filters are removed, we begin seeing life much more clearly. And as you begin to see life more clearly, you get more and more accurate information in which to act upon. Now your actions are bearing good fruit because you know which direction to go down. You know the right path because it's being revealed to you. And life becomes effortless in a way because there's not a person taking action, doing things, but rather life is simply unfolding and you are the witness. And you will experience this kind of play between being a person and just being. And so the more we identify with our minds as this person, the more we create imbalance in our environment around us. This is the greatest threat that we face today in the world, is that the mind has created so much imbalance that it's destroying us. But the less we act from a place of mind and and more from a place of being, we create harmony in the world around us. Because that consciousness, which radiates the presence that we can experience in this moment, it is the creative force of existence. Its very nature is harmony and life. And the more we can attune to this being, the more our life harmonizes without us really even needing to do anything. Our problems will work themselves out. This is what it means to be at one with God. To focus our attention on God, to turn away from which is not harmonious with life, to turn away from that which is temporary. Not in disgust or fear or hatred, but out of love. Because what you will find is that as you begin dissolving that shadow of a person, love, peace, joy, that is what is left. That is what remains. And when you are in love, in joy, in peace, you radiate these powerful things to the people around you, to the world around you, and you inspire these emotions in others. Because everybody wants to be happy, everybody wants love, but we tend to be so lost looking for it in the wrong directions. We think more temporary pleasure will eventually add up to something eternal, something lasting. But something temporary can never last. Only that which always was never born, can never die. That is what brings lasting satisfaction. So find what is eternal. See what is changing, what is temporary. Practice discerning what is in harmony with life versus what is in harmony with death and destruction. Align yourself with what is good, with what is right, with love and peace and joy, and what is eternal. Continue your search until you find this eternal being. And once you find it, stop searching. And the map to this thing in which we seek is always here with us now. It can never be separated from us. So I say rejoice at this fact, because you don't have to wait for the future to be happy. You don't even need to fix the past to be happy. You just have to be as you are now. Fully accept yourself, fully surrender to the present moment. And the more you resonate in this space, the more you become in harmony with the eternal. And the more you create balance in the world around you. You promote peace and love and joy just by simply existing. You don't have to help others. You don't have to help the world or save the world. You help everybody just by being as you are now, by default. Find this eternal state. Find God within you. There is nothing more important than this.